So, Gail, you've just heard that very cogent argument from Andrew for John McCain, who cares about issues of global food prices. He cares about climate change. He's broken from President Bush on some of those issues and says he wants to engage with the rest of the world more. So if you care about reducing global poverty, what's the reason not to be for McCain and to be for Barack Obama?
Are you trying to get us to fight with each other?
Yeah, because I mean, one of the interesting things is Andrew and I disagree on the matter of the presidential elections, but we actually do agree on some things. But we're not going to do that tonight. I think the elephant in the living room is Iraq. And if you look at our expenditures on Iraq, if you look at the fact that Senator McCain has said that the troops may come home by 2013, but has articulated no plan, I think there is a very serious risk that we will see a replication of some of the problems we've seen over the last years. First and foremost, that we will have to divert our attention, our resources, our diplomatic capabilities, our attentions to one single problem. You can say, and I believe that you think that this is actually the fact, Andrew, that Senator McCain wants to see Iraq and Afghanistan do well. What we've seen is that with so much attention on Iraq, we're dropping the ball in Afghanistan and things are getting considerably worse. So I think there's a big difference in Iraq. I would say that very clearly, Senator Obama wants to see Iraq and Afghanistan come out well as well. He believes there is a different strategy that is necessary for both of those than the absence of a plan, an unending bank account, and the presence of our troops for an indefinite period. So I think that's number one. I think number two is something that Senator Obama has talked about a lot and has been a point of difference, which has to do with the matter of diplomacy and his strong belief that the United States is strong enough and he as president will be wise enough to talk to anyone without fearing that he will be duped, and so that we can use every resource we've got to solve these multiple problems.
Hillary Clinton didn't persuade you that that was unwise? The idea of those unilateral meetings?
No, she didn't. I mean, I think that Senator Obama is right on the money with this. That diplomacy, that the United States talking to other countries, not to go say, please, will you stop doing what you're doing, but as a way to understand where they're coming from, to see whether there's any room on the negotiating table, and to evaluate the extent to which we can use diplomacy, pressure, incentives, force, if need be. I think that's wisdom.
And the idea that the meeting itself is a gift and something that can be exploited at the expense of the United States, you think is just baloney?
I think that's an interpretation that betrays a certain lack of confidence. I mean, we are the United States. We are the most powerful country on earth. And the notion that we would fear to talk to representatives of another country for fear that it would look like a gift. Now, that might be true if we were fools, or if that was the only tool we were going to use, but I don't think that's what Senator Obama has said. I think he's been very clear, whether it's on Iran, whether it's on terrorism, on any issue, that you've got to use every tool. You've got to use diplomacy. You have to be prepared to use defense and the military wisely. You've got to look at development as a long-term tool to prevent and counter the threats that we're seeing come at us now.